Hello everyone, this is Yash Kumar, and as part of my data mining coursework, I decided to experiment with the AutoML No Code project. So the platform I chose to do this on is Accio, and I chose the California Housing Prices dataset. And what we're trying to do is, given all of these input features, we would like to predict the median house value. And yeah, so again, Active is basically an no-code AutoML platform where we can just write what we want to do with our data set here, and then it would automatically perform those steps as long as it's able to interpret it. Uh, yeah, I mean, I'll just quickly walk through what I've done here. So, like I mentioned, I chose the California housing prices data set where we have the longitude and latitude, which is the geographical information. Then the housing median age. Actually, I'll just go to the screen specifically. So, yeah, we have all the descriptions of all the columns. So, housing median age, which is like how old the houses are within the block and its median. Total rooms, bedrooms, population, households, all pretty uh, obvious by the definitions. Median income, which is again like for the all the households, what is the median income in that particular area? Ocean proximity is a categorical column which shows how distant, how far the houses or the area is to the ocean, and median house value, which is our target column, and we're trying to predict the median house value for households within the block. And yeah, I mean, as far as our work goes, the first step that we need to do when we get any data set is to clean it. So luckily, with AutoML, we're just able to press this clean button and it automatically performs all these set of transformations and cleaning processes. So here it only changed the column total bedrooms. And once I had a clean data set, I went into the Explore tab where we are able to create all types of visualizations. So I had a feeling like maybe housing median age or median income, these would have an impact on the target column, which is median house value. So if we see median income here, we can see that, okay, the higher the income of a household area, more likely the value of the houses. So this would surely have a good impact on it. But there were obviously some cases where it didn't work out as well. So housing median age, I expected maybe the older the houses, it won't be as good, but that wasn't the case. I think it's pretty spread out. And yeah, another thing is like since ocean proximity is a what do you call it? Categorical one, I wanted to put it in order. So what I did was I just created this. I got the median values for grouping by ocean proximity, and based on that, I sorted. And as you can see, island is the most expensive, whereas inland logically is the least expensive. So putting it in that order, I was able to convert ocean proximity column to number integer. So as we can see here, it used to be 0, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but instead now it's normalized. But like before that, in that particular order, I had put these ones from inland to island. And once I had these, again, I went into the explore section and made a couple things. So I just made histograms of all the non-target columns. So as you can see, these different, how many, the count of the various values that we have, how many of them are there. So more household areas exist with like 711 population than any else. That's just a graph of that. And now I also created the cross variance matrix to get an idea of how the columns are related to each other. So as we can see, generally these four have quite re relation between themselves. So total rooms, total bedrooms, population, household, basically all of that. And yeah, finally, since we also have latitude and longitude, I decided to test out like the geospatial representation as well. And yeah, I mean, this should create a map of the world, but then we can zoom into California and see the kind of uh, uh, yeah, yeah, yeah. So as we can see, it also is able to create a geospatial uh, uh, heat map of the whole thing using median house value and then the latitudes and longitudes as its input. And yeah, I mean, basically with all of this done, I then decided to normalize the data so that just as a habit, because we want the impact of each column to be a bit more accurate to measure. And then once all of that was set, I went into the predict section where I used the higher quality model to train it. And then our accuracy was around like plus minus 20 19% is what you could say. Predictor values were off by about 38,547, which isn't perfect, but I mean, based on a AutoML that we made here, it's pretty decent. And yeah, I mean, same thing as we can see, all the different factors which might have had an impact. So housing median age, uh, apparently it did have median income did have quite a significant impact. So yeah, I mean, it just gives you all lists of different factors and fields that might have had an impact. So, yeah, I mean, and this just gives you a better idea of what exactly, how exactly our data is coming.